we'll go to the next game of the week. It was actually one of the great games of the week. We had Texans Packers. Packers do walk away winners, but
Another game where the D line's 8.
the D line's 8. Um, and man, I tell you, we've been talking up CJ Stroud quite a bit on this podcast. The last couple of weeks, he's looked kind of
Yes.
He's
pedestrian.
struggled.
Stroud,
He's had a bit of a slump. A bit
I
of a
don't
slump.
know. I don't know if it's Nico Collins being out. I don't know if he doesn't have great rapport with Stephon Diggs. I'm kind of waiting for trade rumors to come out about Stephon Diggs before the deadline here. Um, they played
No,
much better as
no,
a
no.
they played much better as a team since Joe Mixon has been back, but CJ Stroud just hasn't played that well. Both these defenses look really good. And then, of course, Jordan Love coming away with a couple drives to end the game and get the win for the Green Bay Packers. But overall, I mean, the defensive battle back and forth. And these two defenses will probably continue to catapult their teams, AFC and NFC, up even further up the charts. Probably get them definitely some playoff wins here.
Didn't we
So
talk about that though? Like when you picked this as your game of the week, didn't we talk about like how good these defenses were, and it was going to come down to who turned the ball over more. I was wrong because Jordan Love had a pretty good game and everything like that, but I think as seeing what Stephon Diggs did before the game, being kind of like a bitch, I'll be honest. He was kind of just acting like a bitch, and then to put up what he had like 20 something yards.
it wasn't great.
Dude, you can't do that before the game and then perform like B during the game and then think like I think you only like Stephon Diggs if he's on your team. And if you're a Texans fan, you just like him because he's on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the league probably hates Stephon Diggs unless he's on your team. And like that
You probably
this
hate
week
him if
was
he's on your team.
probably like half of Texans fans probably do. But I think this week was a great reason to hate Stephon Diggs.
I think the play calling for the Texans was very pedestrian. They weren't compensating for their poor offensive line play. Um, Joe Mixon didn't have as big of an impact on this game later on in the second half that I think he should have because he scored early and they they just got boring with their play calling and CJ Stroud was struggling to make plays and he didn't look very accurate as well. So
Well, he wasn't getting very much help either. I mean, we said
it,
Stephon
it
Diggs
was
only
rough.
had
It was
he
rough
he
out
had
there.
20 yards, but Tank Dell, he had 4 targets, 0 receptions, hit his hands every time, and he
Yeah.
couldn't walk away with a single catch. Like, what's going on with that guy? Like,
One of
what's
no,
going on
I
with
one of the throws
Hutchinson?
missed him completely. I don't think.
Okay, so they hit his hands 3 out of the 4 that
I
happened,
don't know
but
though. They were down for most of the like second half though, right?
yeah,
At least the fourth quarter, they were down most of the
Dal-
fourth quarter.
Dalton
Like,
Schultz has
You
been a
can't you can't
pedestrian.
abandon you can't abandon Joe Mixon and you need to get a little more creative with what they were
well, you
doing.
do if you're down. You have to throw the fucking ball to score. Like you can't just run the ball and run the clock out just because Joe Mixon's doing well. Like you have to throw the football.
Okay. You can't abandon the run at any point in the football game. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Hey, special shout out to Josh Jacobs though. First receiving touchdown in his career caught this game.
Way to
Yeah,
find the good in all the bad there, Sean. Attaboy.
Finally happened.
Finally. My goodness. My goodness. Why do you think they should have just kept running the ball there, Bo?
It's like a well planned draw like here and there is very effective, especially like if you practice like 2 minute drills getting up to the ball like quickly, like it's not.
This is Monday morning quarterback 101 right here. I love your take. But god damn it, Typo. This is like shoulda,
the
coulda, woulda
the
101
the
right now.
I'm just saying if I'm critiquing play calling. I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they were very pedestrian and they weren't adjusting mid game to the problems that they were seeing, and CJ Stroud was trying to do too much, and it was getting chippy and like I don't know,
I don't know. I would say I'm
weird
pretty
game
sure.
because
Did
I
the
didn't think
Texans
the
get the
Packers
ball back
like
after
that.
halftime?
I can't
And
remember at this point.
like
Because they
they
scored
were
right
the
before halftime. Joe Mixon
yeah, I
scored
don't
right
remember
before
off the top of my
halftime.
head.
I think probably the turning point of that game was the drive after the half. I think if the Texans got it and didn't score, that was probably it. Let me look at the play-by-play here as I say some shit. Uh, let's
You
see.
sure you don't want to move on to my game of the week?